The Earth is divided into three layers: the crust, the mantle, and the core. The Earth's crust is the upper layer of the lithosphere. It is Earth's outermost layer. The crust is made up of various rock layers at different depths. The crust is as thin as 6 km in some oceans and 60 km under some continents. The crust is divided into two layers of rocks. The upper layer is lightweight, light, and colored granite, while the lower layer is heavier and darker basalt rock. The layers of the crust appear to be floating because the rock particles are less dense. However, it is somewhat attached to the mantle. As the mantle moves, so will the crust. The mantle is the middle layer between the core and the crust. It is about 3,000 km deep under the Earth's crust. Scientists believe that magma comes from there. The mantle is divided into two zones: the upper mantle of 1,480 degrees Celsius, and it is composed mainly of magnesium and iron silicates. The lower mantle is hotter than upper mantle. It has a temperature of 2,000 degrees Celsius. The mantle is made up of dense rocks that are extremely hot. The innermost layer, which is the hottest layer of the Earth. The heat in this layer is believed to be produced by radioactive elements present in the core. The core is divided into two parts: the outer core and the inner core. The outer core has a temperature of about 2,200 degrees Celsius to 2,400 degrees Celsius. The inner core is hotter, where temperature ranges from 2,500 degrees Celsius to 2,700 degrees Celsius. The outer core is the only liquid layer of the Earth, which is made of molten nickel and iron, while the inner core is composed mostly of solid iron. The outer portion is relatively solid, later called the lithosphere. It consists of crust, the continental and oceanic, and the uppermost mantle. It does not move easily but bends and flexes or breaks when acted upon by a force. The lithosphere has jagged cracks that have drifted into plates. These plates lie on the asthenosphere. This is a portion of the upper mantle and is partly composed of a molten zone that moves continuously but slowly. The difference between the movement of lithosphere and the asthenosphere is due to their temperature. The lithosphere is cooler than the asthenosphere. Though the lithosphere is made of rigid layers, it contains a number of major breaks which separate it into distinct plates and breaks into the plates. If the Earth were a hard-boiled egg, then the eggshell is the lithosphere. But the lithosphere does not go around the Earth in one continuous layer like an eggshell. It is broken into pieces like a jigsaw puzzle. Scientists call this jigsaw pieces plate. The plates have different sizes. One of the smaller ones is called the Philippine Sea Plate, located east of the Philippines. The plates are in motion, but we do not notice this because the movement is very slow. As they move, the plates interact along their boundaries. It is these interactions at the boundaries that produce volcanoes and generate earthquakes. In other words, volcanisms and earthquakes occur along plate boundaries. There are interfaces that marks the boundaries between the Earth's layer. So there is what we call Mohorovičić discontinuity, which is the interface between the crust and the upper mantle. The Gutenberg discontinuity, which marks the boundary between the lower mantle and the outer core. And the Lehmann discontinuity, which is located between the liquid outer core and the solid inner core.